Hey guys, welcome to the very first podcast, Talking in Circles. I'm your host, Zach, and I have a longtime friend, three-time reigning champ, Anton.
How you doing?
What's up, bro?
Excited to be here, as always.
Me too. All right, man.
What you got for me?
You're the three-time champ.
Deserve.
How does that make you feel?
Good. I don't know what else it is. It's partially luck. At the same time, it's thinking
When did you start playing fantasy football?
probably about 12 sheets of paper.
Pen and paper, at least.
I got really lucky and actually went back to because I drafted guy Beast Holmes.
Oh, Kansas City Chiefs.
27 touchdowns the first year, and then everybody said he's not going to go again. I drafted Beast Holmes again, 31 touchdowns.
31 touchdowns.
Nobody else mattered. Nobody else mattered because you win when a guy's getting 3-4 touchdowns.
My guy back then was LT. 80 pounds.
Yeah.
That guy receiving really have
100 receptions.
back-to-back seasons too, I think. Where did
Close to it.
Kobe?
Yeah.
He had a lot of seasons with like 90 receptions and up.
3,000 all-purpose yards, stuff like that, or close to. Yeah, that was a beast.
One of the greatest.
Remember the turf toe in the playoffs, though. I kind of lost some respect for him when the Chargers were about to lose in was it the AFC Championship game or
I
something?
think I remember that. Yeah.
He's just standing on the sidelines like, "You get your busted toe ass back in there." But I still love LT. Just he didn't have the drive, I guess.
I feel like a running back's career doesn't last really longer than like 8, maybe 8 good seasons. 6 to 8 probably.
You're not wrong. I mean, yeah. Look at Frank Gore, right? So it was just consistency. Like he was never a real workhorse, so maybe that's why he lasted longer. But then the guys like remember Curtis Martin.
Oh yeah, yep, Jets, Patriots.
To 9 straight 1,000-yard seasons.
Yeah.
Kind of a workhorse, but short career. You know,
I think
that's like 10, 11 years, I think.
And I was going, yeah, he continued that streak. I think when he left New England to go to the Jets, right? Or did he start in New England?
Yep.
Under Bill Parcells.
Yep. And then he went to the Jets, and that's where we all know the Jets growing up. But it's just an example of a short career, but the consistency. You don't have to run for 2,000 yards every year, unless you only plan on playing 9, 10 years like Barry Sanders. In which case he did run for 2,000 yards like every year. Not as just
That's phenomenal.
That's what I meant.
When did you start liking sports?
Probably before that. I remember one of the first time I seen a guy, and I knew he was the guy. It was Brett Favre. Yeah, so my dad was 3, so it was probably 4 or 5, and he's cheering for the Vikings. I'm supposed to be a Vikings fan too, but Favre's out there and he's throwing darts, and I'm like, that guy. He's like, who's that guy? And my dad was like, that's that guy. I was like, no, that's the guy. Even at 5, I was like, that's the guy. I was like, he's the best out there.
Yeah.
The Vikings, particularly in 95, 96, didn't have much going for them. Chris Carter, yes,
From Philly.
but a lot of rough years there. But Brett Favre was a three-time reigning MVP at that time and won the Super Bowl, I think, in that season.
96.
Yeah, so to see him doing that, and just that's when I knew, like, I could tell talent when I see it. It's the eye test. It's like you love LeBron.
Yeah.
I'm touching basketball.
Yeah.
But for me, I don't see it like I saw it with Jordan. I seen Jordan, and I was like, that guy's different. I haven't seen that before, and I still have yet to see it again. And LeBron's really good, and longevity is amazing. But it's the eye test.
Jordan was the man. Yeah. So if you were to compare your three-peat, would it be the first set of three-peats by Jordan? Would it be the second three-peat by Jordan?
It's not incomparable.
Not incomparable.
It's a will to win. Jordan wasn't gonna let him lose, and that's why he was so mentally cashed after the first three that he had. Oh man, his father dying. They know been mental, but it's mental fatigue. It's very real. You're not allowing your team to lose. You just want to and that's another thing. Like LeBron, he's got to go to win. He's seen it. 16, the block.
Down 3-1.
Not back. Where's that been forever? If he did that every year, do you think he'd still be playing? No, he'd be mentally cashed, dude. He'd just be like, tight.
Well, that's what he played for. He wanted to bring a ship to Cleveland. He was incredible.
I was going for Golden State.
That
was some of the best basketball I've ever seen.
You'll never see a player like Curry either. Probably ever again.
When they were clicking, and it'd be like Curry 3, Thompson 3, block Draymond, Thompson 3. That building was just chaotic. And we're talking that at 12.3 flurry in 47 seconds of basketball. You're like, God. It was unbelievable to watch. Sorry, people missed it. Right? Or they were cussing because they were going for love.
And if you haven't seen it, just go on YouTube. You'll find clips.
Or if you find this video, click the link below. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, for sure.
So I don't know if I answered your question. It would be the first by Jordan, but it's like I said, it's not compared.
Because you're not going to do it.
I'm not mentally taxing myself with this. I think that's why I win, is because I'm not overthinking it. I'm not on the waiver wire every week. I'm not dropping people. Vlad McConkley, he dropped in week 4. I picked him up. That guy became a guy. He was a top. Like I started him every week. This guy. Everybody overthought Sam Darnold. I started winning when I put Darnold in, and then I never took him out.
He does have JJ to throw to, Hawkinson, Addison.
Yeah, but it was just
a killer spot.
Everybody wanted him. Everybody overthought it, and I didn't.
How do you think he's going to do in Seattle?
That was good.
Me neither.
I think he's going to be decent, but I don't know if I can say that.
DK Metcalf, he's gone. Now you only got is Cooper Kupp.
I think it's O'Connell. O'Connell's the whisper. If he falls flat on his face,
well,
I wouldn't be surprised.
Did you want the Vikings to re-sign him, or were you ready for them to go with JJ McCarthy?
I was ready for McCarthy.
Yeah.
I was actually okay with signing Rodgers too.
I said the same thing.
But now, after OTAs, apparently, JJ do more OTA touchdowns than anybody ever. Anyway, Tom Brady. That was 3 years from me. And I don't know how long they've been tracking this stat. I didn't even know they tracked that. How come I just finding out that they track preseason touchdowns? But we should have known. People love stats.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I'm ready for that JJ. I think I'm gonna buy his jersey. To be honest,
You have to buy me one too.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. So if you pull up your team from last season, who was your guy? Who was the guy you could rely on your squad last season?
It was nobody in particular.
No.
It was the team effort.
Effort?
Justin Jefferson. He was just consistent.
Mm-hmm.
There's a few weeks where he didn't do so great, and I knew that he's due.
Yeah.
He's gonna have a big game sooner or later. And he never had maybe like 1 week where he single-handedly, took control and won. But
I bet he didn't have a game with under 8 targets.
I don't know the stats on that, but I know at one point it was like something's got out because I wasn't performing as well as I like. Certain people be out, like Evans going out. Like Evans, I knew he was going to come back. I knew he was going to get that 1,000 yards, and he came back and he did it.
Mm-hmm.
And I was calling him. Once he come back, I was like, he's going to get 1,000 yards and he's going to win a fantasy football championship.
And what's he on? Is he on 9 straight seasons of 1,000 yards or something like that?
Maybe longer than that. Maybe like
I think it's that longer.
Well, he tied Jerry Rice.
He did tie Jerry.
Most 1,000-yard seasons in a row.
He's like
and they'll break it this year because Mike Evans is super up.
Mm-hmm. And Baker, I think, is developing as the guy.
Well, he's a winner.
Yeah.
Winners win. And that's what's sorry. Just you can edit that out.
Oh man. All right, so I have a little list on here. Just gotta find it real quick. Early round studs or busts. All right. McCaffrey.
Bust.
Think he's gonna bust?
I don't even know if he's gonna play football. Like, what happened last year? What was that?
What was it, a torn with his hair? Something in his calf, maybe? A calf strain?
I didn't look so much into it, but on touching on McCaffrey, I tried to trade for him, week 6, week 7, and it was declined. And thank God, I wouldn't be sitting here about to receive the belt if I had traded for McCaffrey. And I tried because I didn't think my team was about what I was thinking. I was thinking, and thank God I didn't.
No.
There wouldn't have been no rebound rate from that because I would have been. I think I was off there on Joe Mixon and
you didn't
like Flash McConaughey or something. I can't remember what it was. But it was 2-for-1 kind of deal.
You probably would have won if you would have let those two guys.
And it was wow, it's wow, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he was winless or something like that because McCaffrey was out, and I figured maybe he would pull the trigger on it because my team was really good.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, okay, maybe I can make him better in the long run.
Yeah.
When McCaffrey does come back, and then maybe he'll pull the trigger on it because he's losing.
Mm-hmm.
What does he have to lose? More games? Like it just made sense for both of us.
Yeah.
Apparently, he didn't get that, and he wanted to keep losing, and that's what he did. So
you just want more depth.
Yeah.
Depth versus a star who's either gonna play or he might not play.
Yeah.
I don't.
It was risky. Yeah, it was risky on my side, but I guess it was risky on his side. But he figured his season, ride or die road on McCaffrey, and he figured he was going to come back and everything would be fine. He didn't, and it wasn't.
Yeah. Another guy, Tua. All those concussions the last few seasons.
Would you quit playing football?
I put. With the amount of money that guy's probably made, I don't know. My love is for the sport. My love isn't for money, I guess. So I'd probably play.
Oh, our doctors were telling me, it was like, you're gonna end up brain dead, dude.
Mm-hmm.
But you gonna keep playing? You want to recognize your kid?
I think.
You want to remember more of these names?
I think I'd still play. I think I'd still play football. I don't think I couldn't. Or basketball would be,
I love basketball and playing it.
Yeah. Football is more or less. I like watching it versus playing it these days. But basketball.
Not super strong, but I'm tough. Like I would, if I remember, I don't know if you were there the day I hyperextended my knee like really bad. And
Sure.
like it was painful. And I stepped off court for a minute and I went back in.
Mm-hmm.
It was a big mistake because once you hyperextended it, then it's like, like a revolving door to going that way. So like 2 minutes later, boom, all of a sudden hyperextend again. I was like, okay, I have to be done. But it was painful enough the first time to where like you should probably be done for the day or 6 to 12 weeks as it actually took.
You gotta work tomorrow.
Yeah, and here I am hobbling in. Yeah, because I went back in the game.
It's the same for me.
Yeah, because I wanted to win. I wanted to win. I have a problem.
But is that a problem? Wanting to win?
Yeah, that's the double-edged sword. Winning is great, but at what cost sometimes?
I think that's why Brady didn't retire.
Oh yeah, he lost his life. It was okay. Okay.
I guess.
Well, did he lose her right when he went back to Tampa?
Yeah, I think it's while he was in Tampa.
Okay.
Yeah.
So maybe that was it. And then in that case, it wasn't worth it because he didn't win it.
Yeah.
Yeah, he got the seventh one. He got more than anybody.
Mm-hmm.
Greatest of all time. All the passing yards. What do you have to prove?
Right.
And for me, winning is a double-edged sword, though. And it's, I can't really talk about it with fantasy football all the way. But for instance, I sell campers, and there's a cost to being at the top, and you got to work harder than people. You have to work more than other people. Sometimes it's mentally taxing to just put that kind of pressure on yourself all the time to win. And then other people, they don't care about it. Maybe they have other things, but for me, it's winning. Winning's my thing. And people know. So, and that comes from touching on Jordan, watching that guy, and that mental attitude of, I'm not going to lose. Pack one suit, we're not going to game set.
Yeah.
And he never did in the finals. So, yeah, 6 for 6. I mean, and that's where that wore off on me. Like, and just everyday stuff is like, if you want to win, then win. Just believe. You have to believe in whatever you're doing, otherwise you won't. I touched that. I talked about this a little bit with you before. You just have to believe you're the guy, and then you have to work. That's because if you don't work, but you believe, you're not going to get it. If you believe and you don't work, or decide,
vice versa.
Vice versa. You're not going to get it. You have to work and believe whatever you work or just drafting your team. You have to believe in them, and then keeping the faith. Yeah. And not abandoning ship week 3 and trading all your players or dropping people too early. Lad.
Keep reminding me.
You reminded me.
I popped up. I was like, I remember that guy on my team last season.
Yeah. I don't get a lot of waiver stuff.
No, you seem to keep your team each season.
I think the second championship, I only had 3 different players on my team. Yeah. From draft.
Well, there's that one season you drafted 3 or 4 quarterbacks and you kept them all season. Yeah. Howell
was the dog.
Was it Tua in that one?
Yep.
And there's one more. He's probably about as young as Howell.
I think it was a Mickey, wasn't it?
Was it Purdy?
Brock Purdy.
Was it Purdy?
Yeah, and that was the guy, him and Tua. Yeah. Rocked us a lot, and Howell just kind of sat there. But the reason he stayed rostered is because he was slanging. What was he, 5th in yards?
Oh, he's killing.
Yeah,
as a rookie.
He's a Viking.
Yeah, he's a back.
And like a super underrated. I thought he should have kept the job with the Commanders and the Redskins.
Or even take on his spot in Seattle. But they must not have saw it.
Well, for what I've seen it. Once again, it's the eye test. I've seen it with the Commanders, but for whatever reason, they jumped ship, and now they got a real guy like that guy. Jaden McDaniels, that guy is obviously better than Purdy. Yeah, there's no doubt about that. But I'm glad we got Howell, and I kept him away from everybody else. They couldn't start him and get 22 points against me because he was on lineups. Things like that.
And it's hard when you have 12 teams. There's really never too much later in the season unless there's injuries on the waiver. When you got 12 people in your league, there's really not much to pick up unless it's those first few weeks in the season where it's like, oh, that guy's killing it. I got to try to pick him up.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's the thing is I'm always winning, so I don't get.
I
don't get waivers. Okay.
At the bottom.
Yeah. Yeah. You get waivers, but you lose. Last year, I think I drafted Aaron Rodgers.
Maybe you did.
I think as my starter, and it didn't work out. Clearly, he was trash. But I don't value quarterbacks at all.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm not drafting Patrick Mahomes. What's he going to get? 2 more points than Sam Darnold? Like,
maybe. Last year, he really didn't have very many games of
Actually,
20 points.
Yeah. Patrick Mahomes is average at best.
Yeah.
He's got a hell of a system in place. And yes, he's got it on. But he's not as good as everybody thinks, I don't think.
He doesn't really have weapons. I mean,
he's got a lot of weapons.
Yeah, Travis. I think Rashi Rice might. I think he might get suspended from.
Chico and like whoever they plug at running back seems to work.
Oh, Isaiah, that guy's good.
It's the system.
But he snapped a leg last year.
Yeah, like I said, he's a system. I don't care for Mahomes. The first year, 2018, after he sat his first year, and then he played in 2018, his MVP and Super Bowl. That was impressive. Mm-hmm. But then now they have tape. I know what they like to do, so it doesn't work as good. And that's sort of, you get like quarterbacks like Jay McDaniels probably going to rest a little bit this season. If I had to guess,
he's got to learn not to run and take hits.
All that, and people have 17, 18, 19 games of film because they go to the NFC Championship game.
They did.
Yeah. So, and I was pulling for them. That would be cool.
Rookie in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
When was the last time did Ben Roethlisberger do it?
Yep. So I think that's the guy that did.
But he didn't win.
He did.
He did win a Super Bowl as a rookie.
I'm pretty sure.
I don't remember.
I want to say yes. Or maybe it was first year starter. No, he started right away, didn't he?
He started right away.
Yeah.
He might have been behind Cordell Stewart maybe for a little bit, if that. I don't know. I just know he won in 2011 against the Cardinals.
Yeah, that was their second.
Was that the second one?
Yeah, because
otherwise
Big Ben would like just retire, but he's been gone for a while.
Did he come into the league before Aaron Rodgers?
Mm-hmm. Well, no, because remember we were playing Madden back, like what was it, 04 Madden or something like that. Roethlisberger was on. It was 79 overall. How do I remember?
This is all we did back then.
And I didn't know who he was or anything, but after that year, you did. Big fat.
That's a big dude to take down. Big dude. Fantasy football this season. You're a 3-time champ. Do you have any strategies on mind when you go into drafting?
Best player ever.
Really? Yeah. So at the queue at the top, you're just picking who's up at the top?
Yeah. I don't care about positions as much as most people.
You don't take a quarterback in the first round.
I don't take a quarterback in the first 10 rounds most of the time. I'll take the best player available. There's no strategy. It's like, obviously, it's a point per reception league, PPR. So receivers are valued higher, but they still carry equal value to running backs. That's it. That's pretty equal. So I don't value one more than the other. Tight ends, I actually value quite a bit because there's only a few good ones. Like that's where like quarterbacks, you can plug and play anybody in there, and you're gonna get 15 to 20 points. Oh, that's to where tight ends, what's there, 5 guys in the league that can get you 15 to 20 points every week?
And Brock Bowers.
Yeah, he is damn good. So that's where I think I value them higher than a lot of stuff. And I took Kelsey pretty high last year. I think the year before he went first or second round, and I might have taken like third this year. And it ended up being kind of
he had a bad year in the beginning, especially.
Yeah, but then he did have a few games, but
when it mattered,
still underperformed.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, Brock Bowers, he's probably the best tight end out there right now. Say him, then maybe Kelsey, maybe Kittle, Hawkinson. Those are probably your top.
Hawkinson's really the best. I don't think.
I mean, he tore his ACL at the end of what?
But
not last year.
Let's hope he's back to normal this season.
I hope. Okay.
Last year he was not the guy we traded for.
Well, nobody's going to touch Brock Bowers on the tight end category. I don't think.
I don't think so either.
When Do you have a plan when you draft running backs in a PPR league?
It's just who I like. It's whoever I like, and obviously you have to weigh health. Like Christian McCaffrey, probably not touching him. And he'd have to still be available like around 5, 6. And I'd be like, okay, we're gonna take a gamble that this could win you the season if he is who he was, at that level of pick.
Yeah.
But most of the time, it's just picking other guys at the right time. Like Brees Hall, the year before last, was a big contributor. Joe Mixon with the Texans last year was a big contributor for me.
Yeah, if I had him one league.
ETN the year before last.
Yep, and I took him last year.
Killer, and last year he sucked.
Yep.
And going back to Molster my first year, super, like, round 10, 11, barely know who this guy is. I know he gets carries. He's got good average, that's it. And then he went for like 17 touchdowns or something like that.
And he got 2 on me last year. I think you had him, right? Last year, or was that the year before?
I swear it was our first year, because then old Greg took him the next year, and he wasn't as good.
No.
And then last year he was gone. HM was the guy, and he's got injury problems now too.
He does, 4 legs.
Where do you take HM?
3rd round, maybe 4th round. I don't know.
Yeah.
Depends. Like when I draft running backs.
Who else is there?
Yeah. Like when I draft running backs, I could take one first round. It depends. If I have the first pick, who do you take with the very first pick? I Saquon Barkley.
Stuff. Yeah, you'd probably be a fool not to take Saquon, but who had Saquon the year before last year?
Me. But
It's my first pick.
I think you wanted to pick. I think you wanted to pick him last year, and you got taken before you could get to him.
No, I was done with Saquon.
Oh, you were done?
He was dead to me. Because he ruined like my first pick was awful. Because he didn't do anything. And then he goes to Philly, and he's a brainy man, and he's now when I take him, and that's where he'll backfire, and he'll be back to the same. He'll get hurt. He'll tear his ginormous calf. Quadzilla.
I wouldn't. The guy I underestimated last year. I didn't think he was going to produce. I thought the playbook wasn't going to be meant for him. Derrick Henry. I did not think he was going to do what he did with him. You thought so?
Yeah.
I didn't think so. I didn't think that.
He's Derrick Henry. Guy ran for like 4,000 yards in high school, dude. Like I don't know, was it 500-yard games, 8 touchdown games? Like the guy has always been just.
Alabama produces good running backs.
That's what Derrick Henry does. He plays football. That's that.
Yeah, he's not you. I think he'll do it again this year. Another 5,000-yard season at least.
Absolutely.
He's good. All right. I think we talked about this a little bit ago when we were at Chili's. Do you love to win more, or do you hate to lose more?
I did touch on this. I used to think I hated losing, just so much that I had to. But now I've done in different aspects of my life, not just fantasy football, work. I'm like I said, I don't care how many I sell. It's as long as I sell one and everybody else. So that's where I do love winning. I love how it makes me feel and the way I get to carry myself being on top. So I love winning, but I hate losing. Yeah, I hate losing. I love winning more.
I love winning so much, but I think I hate losing more. I don't know, watching me grow up when I was in a Madden, even anything, I hated losing. I was a sore loser. Still am a sore loser a little bit, just a little more professional about it.
I lose good. I hate it, but I'm not gonna.
But you win better.
I win better.
You win better.
Yeah. If that makes sense.
It will when I go through our old Facebook messages and Facebook group, and I see all those video chats you send to the group after a win.
They hate me so much.
Those might make some pretty good TikToks.
They probably would. Losers. Just kidding. I love you guys. I appreciate the competition. I actually want to lose. It's weird. I want somebody to beat me. I want to have, I don't know. It's a weird thing because like, when you're at the top, there's nowhere else to go besides down and then
back up again.
Yeah.
So roller coaster.
Yeah, and it's the same thing at work. Like, part of me just wants to be second. Because then it fuels you. Like, if all you do is win, what fuels you? Another win? Like,
trash talking.
Yeah, I'm very good at trash talking.
Yeah.
So that's really all I have. But if somebody were to beat me, say good game, dog, good month, season, you're better.
I mean, you got to wait
See you next year.
Probably about 6 long, agonizing months.
Somebody
being in second place
last year, and say I was number one through 6 months, and I was cocky. I wasn't I'm still cocky, but I was a level of cocky that was unheard of. And one guy looked at me. He was a newer hire, like halfway through that time, and it took him a little. Maybe so 4, 8, 8, or 15. He wanted this, yeah. Like, and he told me, he's like, pride comes before the fall. And then he beat me at the end of the year. He only worked, I worked 12 months. He worked 9.
Is he still there?
Yeah, I'm kicking sense. But it was a learning curve. You know, I had to learn that you do have to have some pride and know when to talk and when to shut up. You know, like you can't talk all the time because people will hate you. And no matter how, you know, when you're winning, as the fantasy football nerd knows, or people at work know, and I can tell, I can see it, that they do. I don't know if it's envy or just he's arrogant or whatever it is. Is it arrogance if it keeps happening? If I keep winning, then am I that arrogant? Like, and I tell somebody, they're like, you need to. Somebody needs to check this guy's ego. You know, like, then do it. Come for me. Take me down.
Yeah.
Please. Show me.
Well, I'm coming for you.
Yeah, and it's also like, how do you know you're not the monster that I am when you continue to get? Like, have you been there? Have you been to the top? Yeah, or at work, like, it's 3 months in a row, and we're on 4. And have you done that? Do you know who you are if you're consistently at the top? I don't think you do. Maybe you're worse than I am. Maybe you need to check your fucking ego
before you wreck yourself.
Yeah. So I love winning. You do.
What was your biggest pet peeve in fantasy football? I think I know what it is, but I want to see.
Pet peeve. I guess I don't understand. What do you think it is?
I think it's my trades.
Well, it was that was the first year, wasn't it? Very lopsided trade.
I think
somebody. I don't even know if this person exists. I don't know if
I'm the 2 teams.
Like, I know Zach is very competitive. Was he running a second team, trading with himself?
Who's loud?
It was so lopsided, this trade. And then, like, I let the first one go, but then it happened again. 2 very lopsided trades, and then you were a powerhouse. You were stacked. And how were you going to win? I don't know.
How's that? I think I've gotten one of those lopsided trades once a season. But if the fantasy football league knows this, you and I do a trade. You accept it.
People can veto.
They can get into the.
That's right. I let the first one go, and then the second one I did veto, but nobody else batted an eye. They're just like, oh, we'll just kiss our money goodbye this year, and if he's gonna win, like, no, like something. What? And that's why I don't like Lau. Man, Lau's gonna have his own hashtag on him, man.
I had one trade. I had one trade last year, not in our league, but in another league that I'm in. It's a super flex where you can have the 2 starting quarterbacks. And I thought this was going to be a trade. Another one. I traded Jordan Addison, who ended up having a pretty decent season. Maybe you would have done this trade too. It was 1 for 1. I traded him, Jordan Addison, for Marvin Harrison Jr. last year.
Who would have accepted that?
He accepted it. We were at work, and I'm like,
The upside of Marvin Harrison is so high.
Yeah.
But he definitely was a bust. Besides that one game,
30 points. And that was
in the first half.
Yeah.
You didn't have him?
No, I got him the next week. I was like, look what Addison's doing for me consistently. You got one good game. You want to trade?
And you lost. And yeah. But he didn't. Technically, you lost.
I didn't even make playoffs in that league.
Because he didn't perform.
No, he didn't. This is how screwed I was on.
Kyler Murray is the problem.
Yeah.
Marvin Harrison Jr., I guess he's not polished. I think he needs work.
I think he will. You know who his dad was.
Yeah, but sometimes you're not your dad.
But you might have a work ethic out of it. You never know. Not me. I don't know.
Marvin Harrison was a G.
Yeah, it was. Peyton Manning, though. He had Peyton Manning, not fucking Kyler Murray.
I think Marvin Harrison would have been a guy wherever he went. But like Reggie Wayne.
Pants, man.
Yeah, that guy probably would have been a guy too, but would he have been a guy like he was if he hadn't been around Marvin Harrison and Peyton Manning? And that's like he might not have worked as hard or whatever. So.
They had Falk and Adrian James.
Dallas Clark. Underrated. I mean, like, but that was like that wasn't a system. Peyton Manning was a system. So like you put whoever in and he was going to be successful. When people said he was washed, surgery, fusion, all that stuff, and then went to the Broncos and won a Super Bowl.
Went back to back, lost one, won one, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Seahawks.
Lost the Seahawks.
Seahawks kicked his ass.
Oh, right from the get-go, that safety right off.
I think somebody bet that.
We were at
They called the first play of the game would be a safety.
Really?
Somebody bet that, and then it happened. I was like,
I kind of feel like the lead-in of Boom back then was kind of like happened in the same, close to the same area, I guess. But I relate those guys to the dynasty and Golden State in basketball.
I would say it's more like the Pistons.
Pistons.
04, 05, back-to-back championships. They had to take down the Lakers, who were an offensive powerhouse. But then the Pistons, bad boys, defense, man. Like, and that's Peyton Manning was the number one offense in the league.
Yeah.
Then they were going against the Seahawks, was ridiculous on defense.
Richard Sherman, Cam Chancellor.
If you did catch it, you're getting
Bobby Wagner. Oh, God, Bobby Wagner.
Yeah, well, Chancellor was probably my favorite.
You like Chancellor? Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
he had 2 good safeties back then.
Thomas.
Earl Thomas.
Yeah. They had Richard Sherman, and then I saw there was somebody on the other side.
Yeah.
Like, it was...
That was just a good squad.
Yeah.
You know, I couldn't even tell you who they had on. What they had? They had a young Russell Wilson, Marshall Lynch. Oh, yeah, Beast Mode. Tyler Lockett, maybe? Or is that too early?
I saw they had somebody being a receiver.
Sidney Rice?
Yeah.
Was Sidney Rice?
Because
I guess I don't remember.
Percy Harvin.
Oh, he took the kickoff in the Super Bowl for a touchdown.
Was the second half kickoff.
Yeah.
Okay. Letting go Percy Harvin, but same with like letting go of Moss and stuff.
Yeah.
But like diva receivers, and we just don't want to put up with that, whatever.
Yeah.
The old Diggs again. Boom. Diva traded them, got Justin Jefferson. History will probably repeat itself. 3 losers for 3 more years. Well, I hope not too. I want Super Bowl like now, yesterday.
Yeah, dude.
Like, because they're winning. I will riot. Please,
if we win a Super Bowl, I might just get a Super Bowl trophy, on my lower back. I'll do it for
Champ
life.
stamp?
Yeah, I might do it for you,
We
man.
heard it here, champ stamp. Super Bowl trophy champ stamp.
Yeah. Anton's gonna get it too.
No.
I
already got it. Suspending dates.
Oh, yeah.
Get filled in.
Oh, man. All right. Outside of you, when it comes to talking trash in the fantasy football league, does anybody talk trash back to you?
Yeah, Tony.
Yeah, Tony does it all.
Tony, and I like it. I can respect that. I've never met the guy. I've heard. I think he's Greg's brother.
Brother-in-law. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he does.
I heard really good things from Greg and you.
Yep.
And the guy talks some smack, even if he can't.
He's an auctioneer.
Back it up, then. One man's left waste. So.
Oh, yeah.
We got one. We got two, three. We got 4 championships. All
4-3. Just kidding.
But yeah, Tony talk some shit. You talk shit.
I did talk shit up until I don't think I did last year. I think the first few seasons I did, and then I'm like, I got my ass kicked in the playoffs because I'm running my mouth. I need to humble myself. Just like lost again last year.
I have videos. If we go back to those videos in there, I was begging somebody to win.
TikTok, Instagram, they're all gonna see it. You'll probably go viral. Something to sponsor you.
Yeah, right. Drunk guy talking shit to the boys.
I will always drink Modelo. I won fantasy football.
Did I say that?
Probably.
I don't remember anything. I just spit it all. And when I make these,
you never
videos,
watch it.
Well, I've rewatched some of them here and there, and like, they're definitely funny. But I never really have a plan to go into a video. It just kind of creativity, and then I just get rolled. That's what I like to do.
You're just naturally funny, dude.
Sure.
So I keep you around.
I keep them around for other reasons.
Oh yeah.
Mostly just to run the league that I win.
Mm-hmm.
Cheers, like squeak.
What's gonna happen is the league's gonna be like, that commissioner is up to something. Anton's probably winning and splitting the fucking.
No,
it's not happening.
definitely. Zach is the only person. Well, he grew up. He was younger than me, and I did wear off on him. If anybody knows, he's very competitive, and he didn't get to watch Jordan. But then, I'm in the yard, and his uncle Cody loved basketball. Mm-hmm. But he didn't have a drive at all. He was just okay with whatever.
Like a mid-range jumper, maybe.
Yeah, I'd say.
Take it in.
Yeah, and just pass me the ball. You want to win, Cody? I'm cool. Like, don't you fucking pass me the ball.
Guard him.
Yeah, I'm just yelling at him because his defense is trash. That's how much I wanted to win.
This is what you.
Jordan did it. Kobe did it. I'm out there doing it too. I'm not the best teammate, unless
we're winning.
Yeah, then how is he not?
Mm-hmm.
How am I not? If we win the game, don't be mad at me because I yelled at you.
Yeah. I
did it for a reason. I was pushing you. Sometimes people need to be pushed.
Yeah. You probably back then, before I gained, 50, 60 pounds, probably threw me the most out of the oops when we played. We just know each other played.
Yeah, we were good.
Probably, I don't think we ever lost.
And we wanted to win more than the other people.
Yeah.
And we knew that about each other, so I didn't have to yell at you. I mean, there was times maybe we were like, dude, pass me the ball. Or something,
I'm scoring. I will.
You bricked that three times in a row.
Don't listen to him.
I remember one time specifically, you were bricking, and I was like, can we try something else?
I'm trying to, go off the backboard.
And I did it too. I mean, you don't make all
you
your
need
shots.
a heat check once in a while.
You don't make all your shots. But you definitely miss a lot of shots you don't take.
It's true. Oh, man. Those were the days, dude. Now I wake up achy. Gotta rub some stuff on my joints just to get through the day sometimes. Getting old. I don't. I'm just,
I see hot back. All right. Well, I'm sitting at this bar and my back kind of hurt right now, actually.
You're all cracking.
Stay away. We wasted a good surprise on you.
Oh, God. All right. What else did I have for you? Bunch of I took down so much stuff.
Want to spitball something? This weekend a little bit.
Yeah, we can edit all kinds of stuff.
And they're like, oh, so what's silent for? You want me to sing a little ditty?
Maybe a little art Kevin.
Little ditty. About Jackie Diane.
Did you have, I guess, did you have at any point in your seasons where it's like, this is it, I'm not gonna, my team sucks?
No.
No?
Never lose faith in anything you do. And I mean, honestly, once again, my life is sales. Sales is my life. And it happened last month where I was dead last. I had 6 people FOB fall out of bed on a camper, and I'm dead last. I'm not that far behind.
Mm-hmm.
And there's 10 other people all ahead of me, but nobody wanted it. Nobody took it. Nobody took it and ran. They was kind of walking along with it. And I was like, I'll take it. It's mine. In 10 days, I sold like 10 campers, finished on it. Last the first.
Do you take any of the new people under your wing?
Yeah.
Or do you feel like
But they have to want to be taken. You can't just, I mean, you can give them advice and teach them little stuff, but.
Can you tell when you got a dud or a stud?
Yeah. Pretend.
I think it's pretty easy to.
Well, that's what I do. I have to read people all day long.
So if somebody comes in here, like, he's not going to buy anything today.
Well, no, that's different. It's harder to judge whether or not somebody's going to buy something, but I can relate to anybody just by looking at them, or I can just spitball. I know what they want to talk about, how they want to talk about it. And then when it comes to like talent, it's like, let's say a few sentences to you, and I know what you're about. Or I listened to you with one customer, I'm like, why'd they hire us?
Just like Forrest Gump said, you can tell a lot about somebody by the type of shoes they wear.
I don't really look at the shoes. I mean, once in a while, if I see a sick pair of shoes, I'm like, nice shoes, bro. And that's what I'll say. That's, all of a sudden, yeah, oh yeah. They're like, oh, I like yours too. I'm like, yeah, the faux, white cements,
I do balances.
But it's not even a visual thing for me.
Mm-hmm.
It's not the clothes they wear or anything. It's just.
I usually try to find a common interest with somebody. I usually go to is, you watch sports? Or looking at shows?
No.
No? You find that?
No, no, I'm just saying, like, what happens when I'm like, you're a sports fan? No, I'm not. Okay, moving on.
What do you like?
Yeah, it can get real awkward if you ask stuff like that. You have to know before you ask.
So you're the salesman.
I'd be like, so, yeah. You a big Twins fan?
Why?
Because kind of a deal. So that's what I know. I mean, make sure that phone call didn't broadcast. Move. You're good.
Still recording?
I'm going to stop it because